Hi, my name is Maisha, Plentiful Hair Studio, and Plentiful Hair Studio is a hair loss practice that specializes in hair loss solutions for those suffering from thinning hair and hair loss. And this video is about why I think it is important to scale down in your business. My dream was to do non-surgical hair replacement from the beginning. I learned about it when back in the day. Remember before with Instagram, it was Fotki, or Fotki, Fotki, and I learned about people trying to restore their hair years ago. And that's what I always wanted to do. I started off doing hair extensions, and I learned how to do a multitude. I do fusion, I do tape-ins, microlinks, I-tips, flat tips. The braidless weave, Malaysian weave, all of these different techniques. I went and spent a lot of money and I learned how to do all of these things. But when I decided, honestly, the pandemic, no, I'm not going to say the pandemic. The pandemic let me know that it's time to get serious. But in 2018, I left the salon that I was at for 10 years because I wanted to pursue my dream of being a hair loss specialist, a medical cosmetologist. And I tried to pursue that, and so I opened my own space. But again, I tell you all the time, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just winging it. I was doing some of everything. But my books were more so, I was doing non-surgical hair replacement, but my books were just constantly, even people with hair loss, they were booking hair extensions. Because they had that option. They were booking the hair extensions, and because I was doing more and more hair extensions, I would have to turn down I had no space and time to do non-surgical hair replacement. The weaves and the microlinks, the I-tips were just taking over my whole book, and that is a wonderful thing for somebody who that's their dream. If their dream is to be a hair extension specialist, that was a blessing. For the hair extension specialist in me, that was a blessing that my books were booked for that. But that wasn't my dream. Now I know sometimes they say just go with the flow. Even if that's not where it's going, then that's where you should go with it. That wasn't my dream. So I had to start cutting services off in order to pursue my dream. And one of the benefits of me doing that was when I scaled my business down, I started to do more hair replacement services and trichology services. That gave me the opportunity to have more reps. And that's repetition. And that means I had more experience. I was able to garner more experience doing non-surgical hair replacement because now I didn't have to do the weaves or whatever. I just was focusing on what I wanted to. So if you were a candidate looking for rhinoplasty and those, would you go to a specialist who specializes in rhinoplasty, or would you go to a specialist who does buds, who does boobs? You would probably want to specialize in somebody who is well versed in rhinoplasty, and the only way they'll be well versed in it is from experience and reps. So you will definitely look for someone who is a specialist. Number two, with having a specialty, you can charge whatever you need to charge. Normally if you're a specialist, people don't argue about your prices. I don't have a lot of people going back and forth with me trying to negotiate prices because they know this is what I do. It's not like something that I just do sometimes. And before, when I did just do it sometimes, I did kind of sometimes have that type of an issue. But now that this is what I do, I don't have that at all. It's a different type of, it's different. It's 100% different because doing regular hair, yes, everybody wants to be beautiful. Everybody wants to be a snack. But with being a hair loss specialist, a medical cosmetologist, a trichologist, all of these things, you help restore people's confidence. That's what you do. It's not even, you can almost take the hair part out of it, but you are restoring people's confidence, and the trust they have in you is, you can't compare it to anything else. And I love what I do, but I had to scale down in order so I could do this. And number three, I needed my clients to be able to come in and see me. I needed my clients to be able to have access to me. If I'm booked and with weaves and booked with microlinks, and you call me and you have something going on with your hair piece, or you went out of town and you did something or something happened and you need me to get in, I can't say, oh, you can come in 2 weeks. I need to get to you a lot sooner because this is a prosthetic. This is your hair. This is what you're wearing. Every day is your new hair. So I can't play around with that. So I needed time. I needed time to be able to get to you if you needed me, if you needed an emergency appointment. Things like that happen, you know. Oftentimes with non-surgical hair replacement, people want to get the hair, either they're too afraid to cut it, which is, you gotta cut it. You gotta cut it. Either they're too afraid to cut it, or sometimes they feel like it's just too much hair, and you have to be available so you can tweak that so they can go about their lives feeling confident and comfortable. So these are the reasons that I had to scale down in my business, and also my time. I'm a mom. I'm married. I have a family, and me being in the salon from 9 to 11 and 9 to 10, I cannot do that anymore. I just cannot. I realized during the pandemic that my family needed me more and I needed me more. So I needed to scale down and work reasonable hours. That whole thing where they say, oh, if you're not booked open and close, you're not working. That is garbage. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, and these are the reasons why I had to scale down in my business. And scaling down in your business is going to be the best thing for you, especially if you have a specialty in mind. If you decide I want to be a hair extension specialist, but you're doing hair extensions, you're doing braids, you're doing eyebrows, you're doing feet, you're doing massages. All this is wonderful. Get your money, but it's going to be hard for you to solidify yourself as a specialist in the industry that you're interested in because you're all over the place. If you want to specialize, scale down, charge correctly, and focus on what your intention was when you decided to open your own business. Because a hairstylist is her own business. Your first example of an entrepreneur for most Black people was your local barber or hairstylist. So it's a big thing, and you can do it. You can scale it down. You can have the career you always wanted. Don't be afraid. You're going to lose people. You're going to make people mad. People are going to talk smack about you. They're going to do a lot of different things, but it doesn't matter. Stay focused on your goal and you'll be good. Thank you for watching my video. www.plentifulhairstudio.com.